All right. What's up, YouTube? We are joined today by special guest CautionFun. What's going on, Caution?
Happy to be here. Big fan of the Meta Monday series.
Ah, thank you,
Thanks for
thank you,
having
thank
me.
you. Oh, please. It is my pleasure. So basically the other day, the reason you're here, Caution, is the other day I was very sad about the meta, that light and magic were just crushing everything. And I said, I flashed the bats, no, not the bat symbol, the TST symbol up into the sky, and and you swooped in, and you gave me this deck list. What is this deck list you gave me?
Just a beefier take on the classic mid-range nature setup. It's got the mid-range nature spine, the ores, the black jaguars, lightning strikes, canopy, hunt, avatar nature. I could go on, but I'm sure you're familiar.
Yeah, and then so that I noticed some very interesting substitutes here that we should talk about. I noticed the first thing that my little eye spotted was these double fart basilisks.
Over Nefarious Briar, I guess, is the usual inclusion in that spot. But
Yeah.
since the nerf to Valkazax, the reduction from 3 durability to 1 durability, Smart Basilisk, the 2 durability removal is plenty for that. And past Valkazax, mostly you're going to be removing Ritual Rods, Cudgels, Skull Scepters occasionally there. Lysander Spear, maybe. Most of which the 2 durability is sufficient in that case. But yeah, you got to highlighted the biggest difference for me. The +1 attack is nice, but the biggest difference is that sleep removal there. Just a really key card to have in your deck when most of your creatures are big single targets with heavy attack stats. One of my first games I played with this deck list, my opponent put my Healing Elite to sleep with Demogorgon, healed themselves up to 9 health, and Smart Basilisk gave me one of the more satisfying lethal plays that I've had in a long time. Always
Very
feels good.
nice. Yeah. So I have said many times on this channel in the past couple weeks, if there's ever a sideboard in Gods Unchained, this card will be in every single sideboard known to man. What are your thoughts about that?
Agreed. Yep, that would be a staple sideboard card.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this guy, and so I had kind of seen him as just a sideboard option. I didn't really think putting him in over the Nefarious Briar. I just didn't think about it. He's got more attack though than the Nefarious Briar. He's removing sleep. He's got it all. This guy's
Yeah.
he's the real deal, isn't he?
Yep. Between him getting buffed from a 3 attack creature to a 4 attack creature and Valkazax being nerfed, I think it's I'd say 1 deviation above Nefarious Briar at this point.
Yeah, for sure. And then what are the other? So then of course we got Dionysus in here. That's a nice finisher.
Yeah. Totally viable now that Echophone's been nerfed a little bit. That was really my main motivation for trying out this deck list, was just to see how consistently nature could make it to 9 mana, and if Dionysus can hang now that Echophone isn't as so ubiquitous or impossible to remove.
So let's talk about Selena's Bow, because this card is ridiculous when it pops off.
Yes.
When do you play
you
it?
brought it up earlier. As soon as possible. You mentioned earlier the biggest, I guess, headaches to deal with in the meta right now are ramp magic and mid-range light. And if you drop Selena's Bow and you're running Leech Life in combination with it, you can shut out most every creature-based mid-range deck, including mid-range light. Unless they get some ridiculous blind martyr turns going.
Yeah, that card's broken.
But agreed. And in the matchups where you don't choose Leech Life, Selena's Bow is just kind of an alternative. Spend 2 durability and get a Leech Life effect without the heals, but the important parts there.
Yeah. So if you were going second, or maybe even going first, but namely going second, you're always going to have a bag on turn 2. Are you bagging into Selena's Bow just every time if you've got
Yes,
it?
if possible.
Yep. Yep.
Absolutely.
If you're going first, then what?
I guess it depends on what 2 drops you have access to. Like if you have a skeleton
Mm.
heavy, I would probably pip up into that on turn 1 still and just there this deck is pretty heavy with 2 drops, mostly to facilitate the leech life god power.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think the ideal opening is probably something like probably going second would be turn 1 skeleton heavy or black jaguar, and then turn 2 follow up with Selena's Bow and just let that carry you to the finish line.
Yeah. So the only thing that I thought maybe I would change about this deck after running it a couple times was, of course, Selena's Bow loves nature cards.
Mhm.
So you can't play a Staff of Roots once you've got Selena's Bow on, or it'll unequip your Selena's Bow. So that takes out one of your nature cards, and then we've got a bunch of neutral cards over here. And because of Light's Levy, I'm a little bit nervous to play Skeleton Heavies. Light's Levy is just so good. What are your
Very
thoughts
fair.
on perhaps taking out some Skeleton Heavies and putting in some type of nature card in its place?
That's interesting. If I were to take out skeleton heavies, uh, I would probably end up and with the idea of swapping in 2 nature cards, I would probably pick uh, maybe another Agridor Protector, and I might
Mm.
even throw in a Wildfire there.
Mm.
Just, Skeleton Heavy is so valuable in those first few, early game turns. Um, Wildfire might help you catch up on any tempo you lose by virtue of not having Skeleton Heavy. Um, or if you wanted to stick with the creature-based aspects and you still and you're okay with adding 2 non-nature creatures, even 2 Hunt Wardens, just upping the mana cost by 1, but upping the attack by 1 to avoid being lights levied.
Mm.
That might be an option as well.
I like it. Thoughts on Wildfire versus the Hunt? I mean, I know a lot of people have said that Wildfire is kind of a meta buster. There's a lot of people playing 2/2 type creatures. I know Summon Acolyte is a very popular god power right now.
Yes, yeah. If you wanted to just really focus on just light hate, you're gonna want to swap in a Wildfire at some point for sure.
Oh, I hate light, all right. That's for
You
sure.
and me both, man.
So yeah, I think that's pretty much most of this deck that we've gone over. Of course, we have the Helion Elite as an 8-drop. We've got the Helion Blade Masters, which are really nice. These guys are so good against just everything, really. They've got ward, they've got a ton of health, they draw you a card, so they replace themselves when you play them. These guys are really good, and they're a card that I haven't really seen in a nature deck in a long time. So this was another one, along with the Svart Basilisk, that that was one of the first things that jumped out at me when I looked at this deck.
Yeah, that's there for ramp magic. Not just replenishing the resources, like you said, but it's really hard for magic to kill on curve because they'll have to blast wave to pop the ward before they play Astric Implosion, or they'll just have to target one of your other creatures with their Astric Implosion, and the ward will absorb the 3 damage, which is also a win in my book.
Yeah. All right. Any last thoughts on the deck before we dive in and try it? We'll take it for a spin.
I hope it does well.
All right, let's go. All right, here we are. We're playing against Seeker 666. You can see what's going on, right, Caution?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Caution's taking a peek at my screen. So we're playing against the aforementioned Magic here. What do you like God power wise against Magic?
I've been taking Forage just for some extra value. I mean, Leech Life is still an option, Animal Bond as well, but
I like Forage as well.
Forage helps with the Selena's Bow durability, and that can replace the functionality of Leech Life. So,
what do you
it'll
like
be
in the
all right
mulligan
there.
here against Magic? We don't need Lightning Strike probably ever against Magic, huh? Definitely not in the
Unless they
mulligan.
drop Frey or Echophone.
Yep.
No, not for a while now. And yeah, mostly just going for high health creatures. Your 5/5s, your skeleton heavies, your black jags to absorb those blast waves.
We got pretty good start hand here. What do you like better against Magic on turn 1? Skeleton heavy or blackjack?
I think either or is probably going to drag out a bolt, so
Yep.
whatever you would
I'd say
prefer to
let's
lose.
yeah, let's lose the higher health guy. He's gonna get Star Shard bolted if he's got it.
Yeah, that's fine. Then he can't use a Star Shard Bolt and a Blast Wave to take out one of your 5 health creatures down the road.
Yep, yep. Good point. And now we'll get one of his tracking bolts next.
Probably.
And then we've got
There's the
Selena's bow.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
Solid start.
Yeah, this is working out pretty well.
Agreed.
Oh, there's both of his Star Shard bolts. That's a win for us. It feels like we're losing all these creatures and we could be sad about it, but at the same time, he now has 0 Star Shard bolts in his deck.
Yes, indeed.
And you know what cuts through Ward? Selena's bow.
Selena's bow.
Let's get that bow out early and often.
Perfect. And Magic doesn't have Nefarious Briars, so should be safe there.
Yeah, and these 4 durability relics here, it's almost untouchable no matter what. Even if he plays like an Iron Tooth Goblin, it doesn't even remove this. All right, what do we like here? Because he's got a couple creatures. One, we could 50-50, but if we miss, no good. We've got the Underbrush Boar, could take one of these out. We've already got 2
Yeah, I think here I would probably forage, see what we get. And I think you kind of have to just. Oh, that's a nice pickup.
That's a nice card.
I think you kind of have to just go for the 50-50 on the Selena's bow. Hope it hits the 2/2.
It never does. They never. Oh, it did. Just for this, just because you're here. Ooh, you got that sniping skills.
Aim is true.
Aim is true. We get to clear the board. We buff our relic back up to 3. Feels good.
And you know he's only going to have 2 mana to work with this turn because he'll be blast waving that away.
Good call. And what's he going to do for his 2 mana?
Start.
Oh, he's got nothing. Now, unfortunately, we have nothing, but luckily we picked the right god power here. We can just pick up some cards.
Agreed.
Oh, what is this?
It'd be nice to have a 5/5 to drop on that turn, but...
This Specialist Force could be interesting, but it's not one that I've ever really played, I don't think.
Yeah, between the Blade Masters and your God Power, I doubt you'll ever have to play that. It might be a dead card.
Yeah. It's too expensive.
Emptied the Void, so...
Oh, that's a nice drop here. We got a 5/5. And it's nature.
There you are.
Buffs up our bow. Very nice.
Perfect.
We've got a couple 7 drops.
Specialist Force removes Confused, correct?
It does. Oh, he's got the Spellbound Goblin. Removes 5 durability. Wild.
That is niche.
That is not played very often, but when it is.
Spell boost. Bring it down to 1. Wow.
Devastating.
Hard countering right now.
We don't have very many options. I think we've got Canopy Barrage here, maybe. And a staff.
Yeah,
staff
Canopy, Staff, and Forage is 4 mana for sure. Or 6 mana, rather.
Let's just always check your Void before you start throwing spells out, just to make sure you're not about to get too many in there. So we'll go ahead.
Good advice.
Kill this guy.
I Forage next, see if we get a Jag.
Good call. Ordering is very important.
Not bad. Well, we are set at 7 mana.
Yeah, once we get to 7, I think we got this wrap. We got 7, 7, 7, and then we're at 8. It's the perfect curve right up. We just need to hold out one more turn.
More. Hopefully we get a Black Rhino off the top.
Yeah, Black Rhino would be huge here. A nice 5/8 with frontline.
Awaken.
Ooh, no such luck.
Poor man's Black Rhino.
It's a cute little boar. What are you thinking here? We got just Forage, maybe. See what we get?
Yeah, I think just see what we get. Yep.
Okay, Rebel Quartermaster is interesting.
Not so bad. If we had a follow-up, I would, play that and then the boar. But I would probably just get the 3 attack out sooner rather than later.
And what do you think about saving this relic? You think we should save that guy for later? Or should we just start hitting him in the face?
It all depends. I was gonna say it might be worthwhile to hit him in the face at this point, just because there's some synergy there. Next turn, if the boar lives, we can swing with the relic and then drop the Oliphant mount and get 2 buffs off on it.
Nice. I like it. I was also considering the fact that he might have more relic removal. If he likes relic removal, he might have more. And if we don't take any swings with it, we just lose both. Also, I believe relics are still in a bad spot where if they get removed via weapon removal, we don't get our walking plant.
Yes, that is an unfortunate bug.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, still exists.
Yeah, I found that one yesterday again, and it made me sad. So you think we should do the that synergy play here? We get the walking plant out, and then we get the elephant mount. Or we got options now. We got a smart.
This is a turn. I think this is a turn to Ash and Drake.
Yeah.
Just removal and 4 burst.
I like it.
Puts him to 20. And we can knock him down to 13 next turn with the relic and the Drake.
So he's going to be at 7. So I think he's going to put a demo down. So do you think we should play our Staff of Roots here? He can't blast wave because he puts a demo down. And then the demo might hit the walking plant. Not a bad idea. That's my working theory, is 7 mana Magic always has a Demogorgon. 100% of the time.
For the most part. There's a little more susceptible to Ash Trick Implosion, but and there it is. But yeah, would have been the same difference, more or less.
Yeah.
And we have a clear board to Oryx.
Perfect. You love to see the Godblitz Goat just go right to that face.
Love it.
7 damage. So he's got options for a Mind Jolt or Antemian's Reflection. I'm a little more concerned about the Mind Jolt. He's 2 favor away. What do you think? We just leave it?
I think I'd leave it for now.
I guess he didn't have an answer to the goat. And that was it.
I knew it was coming.
We had quite the curve out here. We had Oliphant Mount coming up. We had Helion Elite coming up. And then we had Dionysus. I think he made the right choice.
It
probably
wasn't going to stop anytime soon.
It wasn't going to stop. Just ran him over just like that. So, Caution, that was your nature deck. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. That's how you take out Magic and Light. And hopefully...
Yeah, that was a quintessential Magic matchup there. Just get your big creatures as early and often as you can and just beat them down before they get a chance to do their late game value shenanigans, you know?
Love it. Well, Caution, thanks so much for joining us. You guys, you could check out Caution at twitch.tv/CautionFun_GU, and you can check out TeamStreamTeam.com for all of Team Stream action. Caution, final words?
Absolutely. Yeah, check out our Discord if you can make it over there, and keep watching Copper's videos. They're invaluable. And thank you, Copper, for having me. I appreciate it, man.
Anytime. I'm gonna put all those links in the description below, so make sure you guys check them out. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next week.
With